Good evening friends, happy Diwali. Uh, this is Yoranga Rao. Today we are going to discuss about the respiratory system. What we are going to discuss about human respiratory system. Not only it's give the overview on the human, but also it is applicable to the other living organisms also mostly because we are mammals, right? You study. I think you know the classification of the organisms. So when you take the one organism from a group, it's give mostly similar information to the other living organisms of that class. Okay. Today here we are discussing about the human. What we are going to discuss for whom we are going to discuss human. Okay. Respiratory system. Okay. What is the need to know of the human respiratory system? With why it is it play an important role in the human? Yeah, you all have the experience about this. You all will have the experience about this. For example, when you dip in the water, can you stay more than 1 minute? If you stay 1 minute, can you? It is very difficult to be without the respiration because of it's very essential. If there is no oxygen, we go into the death within a minutes. Okay. Sometimes you experience that some people die when the while drinking the tea or water or taking the food. What is the reason? Because of when the food enters into the trachea. Unfortunately, if there is no proper closing of the glottis, then the food entered into the trachea. Our system also will try to expel out that in the form by force out the air. We call that one as cough. Okay, but sometimes even the person who in whom the food particles enter into the trachea, even he cough very forcefully. That will not expel out the food particles enter into the trachea, into the lungs. It's give the severe pain and suffocation, and leads to the death. This is also sometimes we can see other than the heart attacks. Okay, this is also one of the reason of the death of the people. Okay, you also one more example that you also experience. You listen that some of the mountaineers who will climb at the peak levels, they will also have face the problem of breathing. They can't be able to breathe properly, and also you can observe the same thing when the people go deep inside of the sea. They also face problem there also. What is the reason? When we go into the deep seas, there will be the high pressure. When we go into the mountains, there will be low pressure, low oxygen levels. Okay, what will happen? But a living earth can't able to stay even the pressure more or decrease less. You pressure more or decrease less. Okay, so it should be at the pressure will be at the optimum level. It is on the earth, so we are able to stay here. We are able to live here. Okay, why the pressure is? I am stressing on the pressure. You can, for example, in childhood stages we meet the class on the balloon. Okay, as a model of the lungs. Okay, you take the balloon. You took a balloon, blew in that one. Then after, open that neck. What will happen? The air inside of the balloon coming out forcefully. I am arranging the question that why when we release the neck of the balloon, why the air in the atmosphere can't enter into the balloon, but the air inside of the balloon will come out forcefully. It is because of pressure. When we release the neck, the pressure inside of the balloon is more. That's why the high pressure to the low pressure air will move. High pressure to low pressure. This is the same applicable to the all the mammals. Okay, those which have the respiratory systems, respiratory systems like mammals. Okay, let me see. Already we mostly you will have if you see my video like digestive system, I said there already. I said there palate lower is the buccal cavity, followed to the esophagus. Now above the buccal cavity there is a nasal cavity. What is will be there? nasal cavity. Let me know step by step. Okay. This is the okay. This is the mouth. What it was, for example, this is the mouth. Okay, and then after here will be the nostrils. Okay, what was nostrils? Okay. I'm not good in drawing, but I'm trying to explain this little bit fine. Okay. Okay. I think it is little bit fine. Okay, fine. This is the mouth. This is the labrum. This is the labium. Labrum is the upper lip. Labium is the lower lip. Already I told about this in the in our previous lecture, digestive system. Okay. These are the nasal chambers. Okay. What was nose? The nose have the two nasal chambers. Okay. These are the two nostrils. These are the nostrils. What it was? First begins nostrils. What it was? Nostrils. Okay. Nostrils opens into the nasal chambers. How many nasal chambers we have? Two nasal chambers. These nasal chambers is separate from one another by the nasal septum. What it was? Nasal septum. Okay. These nasal chambers again distribute into the three regions. One is vestibular part, respiratory part, and olfactory part. How many parts will they distribute? Three parts. That one is vestibular, respiratory, and olfactory part. Vestibular part is will have the hair. It prevents the entry of the dust particles from outside into the nose. Okay. Okay. Simply, these are the nostrils. Above the labrum, these are the nostrils. These two holes are called the nostrils. Is open into the nasal chambers. These two nasal chambers is separated by the nasal septum. Okay. Nasal septum. The initial region, the starting region of the nasal chamber is the vestibular part. Then after respiratory part, then after olfactory part. Okay. I told that this vestibular area have the hair. What will have it? Hair. What is the use of hair? It's prevent the dust particles, entry of the dust particles from the outside, from the atmosphere when we breathe inside. Okay. Then after respiratory part. Respiratory part which have the thin twisted bony terminals. What will it have? Thin twisted bony terminals. What is the use of the thin twisted bony terminals? For example, sometimes in winter season, people try to be present at flame to warm up their body. At the time, okay, it's fine to warm their body, but if there is a high temperature air entered into the nasal cavity, it creates the nausea. It creates the little bit of pain. Okay, so these three thin twisted terminals which are present in the respiratory area, which conditioning the temperature. What is the use of that? Conditioning the temperature. Okay, a respiratory region. This respiratory region will have three twisted thin. What type of twisted bony terminals? Thin twisted terminals. Okay, terminals. Okay, that considering the temperature. Even you might have you may take the hot air, but these thin twisted terminals try to conditioning the temperature, which is optimum to go inside. Okay. Then after olfactory part. Which part? Olfactory part. Olfactory part is the main region of the sense. What it was? Main region of the sense. Yeah, because of why it was why I'm using the word sense. You can see sensory organs. Nose is also one of the sensory organ, right? Okay. Here olfactory region is lined by the olfactory epithelium. What type of tissue will be there? Epithelial tissue. Okay, that is olfactory, the epithelium tissue present here, olfactory region. That's why we're calling that as a olfactory epithelium. From the olfactory epithelium to olfactory bulb, there is a Forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. These are three regions. Forebrain have olfactory bulb, cerebral, and diencephalon. Olfactory bulb, cerebral, and diencephalon. These olfactory bulbs receive the nerve from, or this is olfactory bulb and olfactory epithelium connected with one another by the olfactory nerve. What type of nerve it is? Olfactory nerve. Okay. This nerve, when something while we taking the air, if it is giving something smell, then it will detect and send the signal to the brain. Then after brain will analyze that and give the signal to the same. Oh, you're getting this type of odor there. Okay, that is the thing. Then after these open into the internal nostrils, open into the nasal cavity, where it will open. What it was? This is the palate. What it was? Yeah. What it was? This is the palate. Above the palate, nasal chambers and nasal cavity. Okay. This is the buccal cavity. What it was? Buccal cavity. This is the this is open into the nasal cavity. Okay. This you can see when you open and see the mirror, you will have a small tongue-like structure that was this palate slightly hangs into the nasal cavity as a small tongue, that is called as a uvula. Okay, it was discussed there in the home and digestive system lecture. Okay, these nostrils open into the nasal cavity. This nasal cavity again distinguished into the nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. How many? Again, this open into the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity again distinguished into nasal cavity open into the pharynx. This is the nasal cavity. It was open into the pharynx. What it was? Pharynx. Okay. This pharynx is distinguished into how many regions? 3 regions. Okay. Pharynx. One is nasopharynx. And second one is oropharynx. Third one is laryngopharynx. Okay, laryngopharynx, nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. Okay, what these 3 regions, pharynx is distinguished into 3 regions. Okay, these nostrils, internal nostril open into the nasal cavity. From the nasal cavity, air follows into the pharynx. Okay, this pharynx is distinguished into nasopharynx. Those the first initial portion of the pharynx which is nearer to the nasal cavity called as nasopharynx. Then after oropharynx. Then after laryngopharynx. Okay. Then after laryngopharynx. Here you can observe that 2 pipes. Okay. Over here. Yeah. Okay. What it was called? Trachea. What it was called? Trachea. This is the trachea. When he takes the food, okay, when he takes the food, after chewing, the food deglutited into the oropharynx like this. Then the food should not enter into this trachea. If the food entered into the trachea, then we get a cough. We try to expel out that food particles with the help of forcefully coming air. Okay, with the help of forcefully coming air. Okay. For example, if the food particles entered into it, even though there is a forcefully coming air, if can't able to expel out, then the food entered into the lungs, it leads to the severe pain and sometimes leads to the death. Okay, that's what we discussed previously. Okay, this is the uvula. So what will be here? epiglottis. What it was? Epiglottis. This epiglottis, when the food particle comes out, this it will be closed. When the food particle will deglutiate into the esophagus, what it was? Esophagus. When the food is deglutiated into the esophagus, this epiglottis close the trachea to prevent the entry of food into the trachea. Okay. If it is not closed, then food enter it's no problem. Okay. Then food is slowly deglutiated into esophagus. When we not take the food, it will be in open form. Then the air enters into this. Okay. Here, the epiglottis is attached to the thyroid. What type of cartilage is thyroid cartilage? Thyroid, then after cricoid, epiglottis. What type of larynx it was? What it was? Larynx. Okay, larynx is nothing but the voice box. What it was? Voice box. Okay. What type of cartilage it will have? Thyroid. Second one is cricoid. Epiglottis. Fourth one is corniculate. Fifth one is arytenoid. And the sixth one is cuneiform. Okay. Thyroid, cricoid and epiglottis, these three cartilages are the unpaired cartilages. It will be present single. And corniculate, arytenoid, cuneiform is the paired cartilages. Okay. It will be present double. Okay. This epiglottis attached to the thyroid. This epiglottis attached to the thyroid. The prominence of thyroid cartilage. If the thyroid cartilage like this, here will be the thyroid. Here will be the thyroid. Okay, to this epiglottis will be attached. Okay, epiglottis will be attached. The prominence of the thyroid. For example, you are able to see this, right? The small prominence. This prominence, nothing. This is the thyroid cartilage. This prominence is called Adam's apple. What is Adam's apple? Okay. Prominence of thyroid is called Adam's apple. Right? There is a small bulge, right? This here, bulging. That prominence is calling as Adam's apple. This is nothing but the thyroid cartilage. Okay, to this epiglottis will be incorrect. Okay. Then after this thyroid and arytenoid cartilage, this one and this one connected with the yellowish fibers. What type of fibers connects the thyroid and arytenoid cartilage? Yellowish fibers. When you take them, when you speak, try to speak something, these yellowish fibers vibrate and give the sound. That yellowish fibers is nothing but the vocal cords. What we are calling a vocal cords. So you can see some dumb peoples. They can't able to. What is the reason? What is the problem present in the dumb peoples? Okay, those people those who can't able to produce the sound. That means instead of vocal cords, yellowish fibers, they will have the mucous folds. When the air try to vibrate that, even in the presence of air, that will be vibrate but can't able to produce sound, can't able to produce proper sound. Okay, that's the thing. Then after this is the epiglottis. This is the role of the larynx. Epiglottis prevent the closing and opening. The main function of the epiglottis is prevent the entry of the food or water or something into except the air. Prevent the entry of food and everything what is coming from the buccal cavity. Okay. These are the cartilages. What type of cartilages? These are C-shaped cartilages. Okay. These C-shaped cartilages prevents the collapse of the trachea. If there is no something there, what will happen? It will be collapse. If it collapses, it's create obstacle to the respiration. Okay. these C-shaped cartilages are incomplete cartilages. What type of cartilages these are? Incomplete cartilages. I think you know about the cartilages, right? Cartilage. What it was mean? What it was? Cartilage. There is three types of cartilages. Cartilages. Cartilage. What is the cartilage? There is three types of cartilage. One is hyaline. Second one is elastic. Third one is fibrous. What? Hyaline, elastic, and fibrous cartilage. Okay. Hyaline cartilage. It is the weakest cartilages. This is the fibrous cartilage, strongest cartilage. Okay. You can see this at sternum. When the ribs, okay, the human ribs dorsally attached to the vertebral column, ventrally attached to the sternum. Okay, these ribs immediately connected through the hyaline cartilage. The ribs and sternum connected with one another by the lower ribs, hyaline cartilage. Okay. This is the, and also cartilages didn't have the blood vessels. Okay, cartilages didn't have the blood vessels. It is covered with the connective tissue sheath. For example, there is a cartilage. For example, this is the cartilage. It didn't have the blood vessels. It is covered with the connective tissue. What type of tissue? Connective tissue. This tissue will have the blood vessels. That tissue will have the blood vessels. That tissue we are calling as the perichondrium. What it was? Perichondrium. From perichondrium it will take the nutrition. Okay. Cartilage is take the nutrition from the perichondrium. Why? Because it will have the blood vessels. Yes. Blood vessels is a transports the blood from one place to another place, right? Blood is helpful to transport the food particles, those which are oxidized in the body, which is processed in the body. Okay. This is okay. These are the hyaline cartilage. What type of cartilage is a hyaline cartilage here present at the same time. Okay, and after these are separated into right and left primary bronchi. Okay, at which place it will be separate? You can see skeletal system of the human. The first vertebrae called as atlas, and next one axis, like that. At the fifth after the seven cervical vertebrae, after thoracic have the, how many vertebrae it will be? 12. Okay, 12 thoracic vertebrae. At the fifth thoracic vertebrae, the trachea is distinguished into the separated into the right and left primary bronchi. What type of vertebrae will present behind? Will be present at this point in the vertebral column, fifth thoracic vertebrae. At fifth thoracic vertebrae. Okay. At the fifth thoracic vertebrae, the trachea is distinguished, separated into the right and left primary bronchi. Okay. Here, lungs will be okay. This is user exercise. I will be arranged a little bit. Okay. Okay, lungs. Now, this primary bronchi with the secondary bronchi into the tertiary bronchi, like this. Okay. You will be distinguished. Okay, same. Then after like this, then after like this. Okay. Like this. It will be okay. Here, is. It is supported by the initially it is supported by the C-shaped cartilage rings. Then after the primary bronchi is again distinguished into the secondary bronchi to the tertiary bronchi, and it bronchioles. The bronchiole consists cluster of ducts. This bronchiole consists huge amount of alveoli ducts. Each alveoli duct will have the alveoli. What will it have? Alveoli. Okay. What are these? Alveoli. Okay, these are the alveoli. These alveoli duct and alveoli. This alveoli duct and alveoli both are useful for exchange of the gases. Exchange of the gases between this and blood vessels. Okay, blood vessels will enter into this. What type of blood vessels will enter into this? Systematic artery, right? Sorry, pulmonary artery. What type of artery that is? Pulmonary artery will brings bloods into the this area. Then gases will exchange from alveoli duct, the alveoli alveoli and that blood vessels. Okay, pulmonary artery from the heart. Where it will be present? Right ventricle. Pulmonary artery begins from the right ventricle. It's entering into the lungs. Here the gases exchange. Again from here the pulmonary veins collect the blood into the left ventricle. Okay, leave that. Here the alveoli and alveoli is for exchange of the gases. Okay, these lungs. What are these? These lungs. It is covered by the connective double A connective tissue sheet. Okay, it is covered by the connective tissue sheet. Like okay. One is okay. One is peripheral layer and another one is the visceral layer. And the visceral layer attached to the lungs, and peripheral layer will be out. This the space between these two layers is filled with a fluid that is called the peripheral fluid. What is it? Peripheral fluid. This double membrane is called the pleura. What is it? Pleura. Okay. This is the thing I told you about balloon, right? Now I am discussing about this. Okay. These lungs. Okay. These lungs present in the airtight chamber. Where it will be present? In the airtight chamber. Okay. Airtight. For example, these are the lungs disposition. It is ventrally supported by the sternum. What it was? Sternum. Dorsally by the vertebral column. Ventrally by the sternum. Okay. This sternum. Okay. Sternum will have manubrium, body, and xiphoid process like this. Okay. It will have sternum will have the three regions: manubrium, body, and xiphoid process. And vertebral column, 12 thoracic vertebrae. Bicephalic. What type of vertebrae will we have? Bicephalic vertebrae, because of it is connected to two times. Okay, from this side and this side. Okay, bicephalic vertebrates